Starting a small business is like riding an intense roller coaster. There are tons of twists, turns, and loops. Eric Dosal. Have you ever Googled Life of an Entrepreneur? When you get a chance, do it and click on images. The images of roller coasters, swirls, and up and down jagged lines provide great illustrations of a business owner's life. And it kind of made me chuckle as I think about my last month. You have the power to be the boss of your own life. I'm your host, Monica Allen. I'm a wife, mom, entrepreneur, best-selling author, lifelong learner, and your biz bestie. I have a love and passion for all things small business. Growing my own company from $700 to over 7 figures annually, my goal is to bring you inspiration, business-focused topics and tips, encouragement, and a community that helps you launch, grow, and scale your business, whether you are a dreamer, a side hustler, or a seasoned entrepreneur. You are listening to the Become Your Own Boss podcast. This episode is brought to you by the Become Your Own Boss Planner. Someone recently asked me how I managed to get so many things done with my business, my family, previously serving on a charter school board, starting a podcast, and my personal desires. Truly, the Become Your Own Boss Planner helps me accomplish the goals I desire and live the life I want because it ensures that I focus on the areas of life that are important to me. You can get your own planner at becomeyourownbossplanner.com. Summer is a great time to do a reset, so get your Become Your Own Boss Planner today. On this episode, I want to give you an update on what is happening in my life and in the business. If you've been listening to the podcast for a bit, you know from time to time I like to catch you up. Well, I enjoyed a 2-week vacation back in July, which was fabulous. And I didn't take my laptop, which is 100% unlike me. I cannot remember a vacation that I've been on since having this business where I didn't take my laptop. So this was very different, but very freeing. I would recommend everyone do this. Unplug for just a little bit. I still have my phone, but not having my laptop was great. And this trip was truly a memorable and life-changing trip. Traveling to Kenya, and it was my first time to Africa, period, and also traveling to Egypt. If you want to hear more about my trip, you can check out episodes 111 and 112, where I kind of take you along with me and share with you some of the things that I see and learn along the way. The kids are back in school. I feel like this time of year is like a reset for me, similar to the beginning of the year. So it's a little bit like a mid-Happy New Year for me. I can get back focused on the work at hand, begin thinking about the last half of the year and the business goals that we have for the company. I get back into a less flexible schedule, which on one hand is great because I'm more structured, but on the other hand, I'm having to get up really early and, get the kids off to school and do all the things. But it is nice having them back in school, though I do miss them a little bit during the day. After being gone for a couple of weeks, which I mentioned was very nice, I had a team member go out for back surgery, and a week later, had a team member that got really, really sick. So right now we're working with 2 team members who are having some health issues. And that's tough. As an employer of a small business, it's hard because I have mixed emotions, honestly. I'm sad because they don't feel well, but I also get a little bit frustrated because more work is added back to my plate, which is stressful because I still have my work to do. And I have to balance these emotions while still supporting them in their quest to get better. I hope that doesn't make me sound insensitive because, of course, I care about each and every one of my team members and I want everyone to be healthy as can be. And what I do realize, though, is that we need to build a bench. We need to have backup because things do happen in life and people do get sick. But at the same time, as a small business owner, we have to balance that because you can build a bench, but those people on the bench have to get paid too. So will the revenue cover that? It's a tough question. Have to do some math. But wanted to share that with you. Just, one of those loop-de-loops on the roller coaster. I also had a production team member leave towards the beginning of the summer. So this was before the vacation. And this type of stuff used to really drive me nuts because when I was a younger entrepreneur, I would take it personally when someone left the company. But as I get older, I've learned to celebrate their moving on, and I can cheer them on for their new journey and their new adventure. She is off to a residency in Mexico, which I'm sure will be super exciting because she gets to focus on her art. And it gives us an opportunity a bit to reset. We can see what may have been missing or some other areas we may need to be covered as we look for someone new to hire for her position. So on one hand, it's exciting. Actually, on many hands, it's exciting. It's exciting for her, and it's also exciting for us as we get to bring on a new team member. But I will say the hiring process can be very daunting. We are currently looking for 2 to 3 new team members. And I'm always cautious when hiring because the wrong person can bring negative energy into a space that was nothing but positive before. And so it's interesting how negativity can somehow make them just be more potent and much more strong than positive if you're not careful. And I will say it's also really important for us as a company that our team members enjoy their work and feel like they're making a valuable contribution. I always tell people when I'm interviewing them, it's just as important for you to be a good fit for us as us to be a good fit for you. We are also trying to determine what to do with our second store location. We opened a store in Kennesaw, which is about 20 minutes from our first location prior to COVID, and we opened it as our first franchise model. However, during COVID, we lost our store manager, and Ethan and I have since been pretty much running 2 locations. But now it is time to make some decisions. It is a beautiful store and it's growing. It's in a great area right near a university. So we're debating, do we hire another store manager, which means we're still managing it to some degree, or do we sell it as a franchise and give someone else a really great opportunity to grow their own business in partnership with us? The emotional attachment makes it difficult to let go, but I think it could be a great opportunity for someone else. But this brings me back to decision fatigue, a term that John Briggs mentioned in episode 72, decision fatigue. That is a real thing for us small business owners, and why it is so helpful to have a coach, a mentor, or someone who you can bounce ideas off of. Speaking of that, I probably need to give ours a call. Also, as a multi-passionate entrepreneur, I am feeling a pull towards doing more with Become Your Own Boss, more than just the podcast. So as I figure that out, I will keep you guys posted. That's just a little glimpse into my last month. Entrepreneurship is definitely a roller coaster ride. We're human, so we have emotional ups and downs in business, just like we have our revenue ups and downs. And if you are thinking about entrepreneurship or you're already in it and want to truly experience a roller coaster that gives you that entrepreneurial roller coaster ride, I recommend Hagrid's Motorbikes at Universal Studios. And perhaps that's why I love entrepreneurship so much, is because this is by far my most favorite roller coaster ever to date. So check it out if you're ever in the area and just get a quick example of the roller coaster ride that is entrepreneurship. Over the next couple of weeks, I will be sharing a couple of rewind episodes as I work to prepare an amazing season 5 for you. I will also be posting a new Boss Up Books segment, and you don't want to miss the next book recommendation. Thanks for joining me and listening today. As always, I'm grateful for you. How is your entrepreneurial roller coaster going? Feel free to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Become Your Own Boss Podcast and share. Also, Feel free to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast, as that helps the podcast grow. And it only takes a few minutes. Lastly, I have created a Become Your Own Boss Facebook group that you can join, so I can support you in that group as well. Now is the time to level up, leave a legacy, and become your own boss.